Wow, Plow interrupting me while I'm doing a video. Anyways, part two. Um, so yeah, the steps were held in by nails that were poured into the concrete. So what we did was we put in more, not more nails, but we put in the steps and we kicked them in as far as we could with the nails that were already in the concrete. Then we took, I believe, another piece of wood or another. I think we took screw. No, we took. Sorry, we didn't take another piece of wood. We took another screw and we drove it into the concrete with a concrete drill. So we bored out and then we put retainers in, and so that way they would be held in place. Um, and then what else did we do for the sandbox cover? Um, I kind of had like different designs on how I would do this. The sandbox wasn't exactly square, so it was. So let's say this is square right here. The sandbox was kind of trapezoidal like that, but more like this. So it wasn't a perfect square. When I measured it, everything was different lengths. So what I ended up doing was a I took a tarp and I made a PVC pipe cover. So what I did was I took a PVC piping, I measured it all out with elbows. Were they elbows 45s, and then um, what else did I use? And T fittings. And then what we did was I needed to put the T fittings in the 45s because obviously the 90s would go at the end, and the T's were, say this line's going like this. The T's were cocked at an angle like this, and then the 45s would come in like this. So that way I had a little raise because I dug the ground a little bit deeper on the edges, so that way the cover could sit flush, so it would just lay down. And we took a tarp and we strung it over it, and then we took string and we tied it around, and we wrapped one way and then we wrapped the other way. It kept it tight. They haven't had any problems with snow or anything like that because I called them the other day. Um, what else did we do? I put two my I didn't do any of the work because you when you're doing a project, you're not supposed to do any of the work. You're supposed to be the supervisor of it. So what I did was I had my dad take two uh, bolt locks. They're about 2 inches, 3 inches in diameter. And when you put it up against the fence, you could take the bolt locks and put it in like this. So that way, the cover was like this. So we took to make it go up and down. We took the steel fence posts, the steel fence, the things that hold the fence to the poles. We took two of those and we screwed them in to the existing wood fence that was there, and so the PVC pipe could do this pretty much. Um, so what we did is when it was lifted like this, so say that at the edge of my camera is the existing fence. So when it was like this, it wouldn't go, so it wouldn't fall on top of the kids. We dead bolted it in place with the bolt action locks. Um, let's see what else. The steps, we didn't fill them back in with dirt. We filled them back in with gravel. We did that because when you make steps like that, the dirt can wash out and kind of go from step to step as it goes down gradually over the time. But when you put the gravel in, the gravel won't necessarily soak up the water. The gravel will let the water travel from the top of the hill and trickle all the way down. And the door that the fence and the door where it meets, the one of the posts had rotted out, so we put a new post in. We fixed the bolt lock there, um, and then the doors that held in the dumpster for trash. What we did was we took a piece of wood, and there was two posts, and the posts were in like this, and we took 2x4 and we made the posts out like this, so that way it would stay straight and square. So it actually lifted the gates up. So instead of the gate sagging in like this, It gets actually lifted up like this so we could swing in and out. And then we took a caster wheel and we put it on the fence that was sagging the most and adjusted it as to how we needed to. Um, what else did we do? Uh, that was it. That we what we really did. Um, the only thing else was when I finished, I had to put together the finishing product into my Eagle book. Um, that stayed for about 3 months in council, maybe a little bit more. Um, so I was done in November of 2008. Um, so from then to 2009, I was in high school, obviously still. So I was just waiting for my book, just waiting for my book to get back to get for my um, board of review for Eagle. Um, on a quick note, the ranking system when you're going from your scout rank to life scout, you have a board of review each time, and when that happens, it's done in your troop, not by council, to make sure that you can advance to the next rank. With Eagle Scouts, since it's such a high honor, you have to go through council because you have to get through approved through national council as well. So they have people that are approved by national through your individual council that will say whether or not that you make it or not. Um, let's see what else. So I waited. Um, I kept waiting. Getting closer to graduation date. My mom was wondering where my book was. I called council. I don't know how many times. She called council. I don't know how many times. And then she finally got a hold of who she needed to. Then they gave her a call back and they said that they have the book. So then we were waiting to get it back. And I got my book back so that way I could get. Well, I didn't personally get my book back. I believe my Scoutmaster had it. So I would have a Scoutmasters conference, which is needed. My Scoutmaster wanted to make sure that I was ready and I could take on the responsibility. Then what you go through is you get an Eagle application form. Those forms aren't really complicated, but there's a lot of process to go through. Um, I know there's one that I missed, and that's number 5. Um, for people who know what I'm talking about, it's like maybe a line about that thin. You can't really tell because when you're going through the whole application, everything's in big boxes as you're going through the whole application. So I missed 5. So when I missed 5, I submitted it, and everyone else did not notice a thing that I was missing 5. So it went through, and about around July, when when I was going up for everything, and no one noticed up until this point. So it's 2009. I graduated. I was working at the summer camp that I worked at. The in 2008 I was working 2009. So no one had noticed it. Then I went for my Eagle Board of Review. Um, in an Eagle Board of Review, you take an oath saying that you will not talk about what you talked about in the Eagle Board of Review. It's out of respect for the scout who's in the Board of Review. You're not allowed to talk to other scouts before they go into their Eagle Board of Review because it's, I guess you could say, being dishonest and kind of giving away like what they're in for. And no one really gave it away to me. They just said that I'll be fine, as long as you can talk, as long as you be clear, as long as you speak strongly, then you'll be fine. But if you don't, and you're like kind of like, oh hey, yeah, I'm ready for my Eagle, then they're not going to approve you. You have to be like, yes, I do, I want this. You have to be enthusiastic about it, but not so much in their face that they're like, back off, buddy, calm down. You just got to be like, yes, I do, I'm ready to make Eagle, I'm ready for this, I'm ready to take on the responsibility. So that's another thing that you have to I'm not going to say project, but you have to show it. You have to show that you want it, that you have been dedicated to go for this, to to make it your life goal so far. So that was like the high point in my life. As soon as she said, "Yes, you made Eagle," that was the biggest weight lifted off my shoulders. I was so happy. But when I back to missing on number 5, when I missed it, she said, "Do you think you can write this in 10 minutes?" And I said, "Yes, I'll be right back." And I wrote it, gave it back to her, and she approved me right away. She was like, as soon as I walked in, I handed her that paper, and she said, "Congratulations, you've got your Eagle Scout." And I was the happiest person that day. I was so enthusiastic. I ran out there and just screamed because I was so happy. Um, so yeah, that process took, if you don't slack off, it could take you 6 months, a year, could take you less, depending upon how long it's in council, how long you hassle them. And after you like actually like get the award, like after you get this, like you still have to wait. Like I didn't get this till 2 months after I actually made it. So 2 months after July is when I had my ceremony in August. I didn't get everything until like the end of I got it in the 23rd of July. So I didn't get everything until like the 31st or the 30th. So it's kind of flip floppy, like how they do it. It's got to go through national, so they can approve you. They give you a nifty little Eagle card. Let me show you guys that. Right here. It's got my name on it, the date. Um, let's see. I have Chief Scout Executive, everything. At the top it says Boy Scouts of America. Yes, this is a gold lettering, and after a while it does fade off. Right here is the date. Right there, where my middle finger is underneath the eagle's head, where you can kind of see the numbers. That's my council number, which is 249. For any other scouts who watch this, know who 249 is. That's my council right there. It's got my name right above the date. Once again, Scout Executive, the Commissioner of National Council, and the President of Scouting. Then on the back tells you about NESA, National Eagle Scout Association. Yes, this is the same thing as my tattoo right here. For those people who want to know where I got the design, National Eagle Scout Association tells you what it is on the back. This is different from the older cards. The older cards were gold, and they just had the Eagle medal on them. So I kind of like those cards, but at the same time, I like this one too, because it actually has something on the back where the other Eagle Scout card does not. So yeah, what I got out of it, the satisfaction of telling people that I actually made it through scouting and actually made Eagle, just having people go, "You're really serious about what you did," like, and they're proud of me, and they're proud for me that I actually went through it. So that's another high point. So I'm getting to the ending of this. I'm probably gonna make another video explaining like how it helps out in life. So thumbs up the video. Subscribe. If you guys want to know anything else about scouting, leave it in the comment section. And part 3 is going to come up now. So peace out, guys.